You know, I just checked, and the last time I did a video was October of 2020. So it's almost like we're now doing a series for the throwback to the throwback. Welcome back to the Scale Builders Guild. Thanks again for watching. It's episode 4 of Throwback Thursday, where we're taking a look at the associated RC10. And here it is, complete, finished, done. Nothing left to do except run it. And I'm very nervous about doing that. Mainly because this car is old. You know, early 80s. So there's a lot that can go wrong. There's a lot that can break, and there are not a lot of replacements. It's a very clean car. I'm very pleased with the final outcome. The Penguin RC reproduction body, this is like a Mirage body, I believe it's called, actually turned out really great. Originally, I had some intention of doing sort of like my own color scheme and my own style, but at the end of the day, the box art for the Trophy Girl ad that everyone remembers from every magazine that came out back then really called to me. And I wanted to try to do something that was an homage to that. And this is sort of where that ended up. This reproduction of that Trophy Girl color scheme is courtesy of MCIRacing.ca. They make a ton of decal sheets for all types of vintage cars. He's got all of the schemes for all of the associated RC10s that may have been released over the years. And they're excellent stickers. This is a really great sticker sheet. It's designed for the original body, so not everything was a perfect fit, and I did have to do a little bit of trimming here and there, but I'm really happy with the result. I ended up doing a pearl base clear coat on the inside, and then sprayed just a standard Tamiya white to get a nice kind of pearlescent kind of look to kind of update it slightly. I also did a little tiny bit of added extra difficult work. Sprayed a little, it's hard to see there, but on that air inlet there is a little grid to make it look like a grill for an actual like radiator or whatever. And then on the tail light I did the same sort of effect. So pretty happy with how that turned out. I wanted to leave the wing clear. I saw a lot of clear wings back in the day, and I thought it just kind of added to the whole look. So it was really, really nice to be able to recreate a very iconic look on this car, and I'm really pleased with how that turned out. Great decal quality. They definitely did a good job of adhering. They are clear in sections, so you don't have to worry about trying to cut out some of those sections. It's a really detailed sticker sheet too. All of the sponsor logos are included as well, so lots of really great options there. And if you have sort of like an off scale, or you want to do something larger or different, there are tons of customization options on that site. So I'll be sure to put a link down below if you're interested in vintage stickers and decals. They've got a lot of great options, and in fact, one of my future projects is already got another sticker sheet from MCI Racing ready for it, so I'm pretty excited about that. Oh, one other final thing, you'll notice on the motor that I have here, this was obviously just a sealed can motor that I had that I wanted to use, but what I did was MCI actually makes reproduction stickers for the motors, so I put a team associated motor sticker on there, which I thought was a pretty nice touch to kind of tie in the whole build. So that's sort of where we're at. It's nothing much has changed mechanically since the last video in October of 2020. But now we're pretty much ready to take this car out and take it for a run, which I am very nervous about. Like I said, there is a lot of vintage parts on here, and it's kind of one of those things. You spend all this time revitalizing an old model like this, and you're kind of like, do I even want to run it? Maybe it should just be a shelf queen. What would you do if it was your car that you had spent hours and hours restoring? Would you run it? Would you let it sit on a shelf? Put a comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking. I love reading through your comments, and I try to answer as many of them as I can. And of course, if you're enjoying this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you get updates anytime there's a new video from the Scale Builders Guild. And there will be a ton more vintage stuff coming to the channel. I really, really love the nostalgia of putting together an old model kit. So there's going to be a ton more stuff coming. Hopefully more stuff from Associated. They haven't done a re-re in a long time. I know that there's some great Tamiya stuff coming, and I've got some stuff at the ready with some pretty cool stuff coming. So definitely stay tuned for that. One final note, I did use the original spur cover. This was in pretty bad shape on the original car when I started to take everything apart. It needed a lot of cleaning, but it seems to have turned out pretty good. And over enough time, these wheels have actually gotten significantly whiter than they were. Some of them are still a tiny bit yellow. The front driver's side is still quite yellow in comparison to the rest of them, but everything did clean up really, really nicely. One other note from the last video since then, one of the amazing viewers that I have really did me a solid and sent me aluminum caps for my front shocks. So now everything's matching up. Color's a little bit different. I think it's just based on the age and the model that these cars came from. These are obviously not Ettingers. These are. So a little bit different, but close enough for jazz. I'm really pleased. It's so cool to have an old vintage car like this one in such great condition. Yeah, there's a bit of scrapes and scratches here and there. And yeah, all these parts aren't super white like they probably could be. And there's all kinds of other little sort of modifications and compromises that had to be made. But you know what? Overall, I'm pretty pleased with the end result, and I could not be happier to have something like this in the collection. So I think that's going to do it. Hope you'll stick around. There will be lots more vintage stuff coming to the Scale Builders Guild in the coming months. It'll always be a throwback though, I guess. Thanks so much for watching. See you again soon.